Hi, my name's Lucy Whiteman. Many people will know me, but if you don't, I am married to Chris. We have 2 small boys, and we've been coming to Centrepoint, for about nearly 9 years. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey of finding hope. It started back when I was living in London. I was in a pretty bad place, pretty dark place. I moved to North London with my then boyfriend. We'd moved from Newcastle after I'd just finished my PhD. To be honest, at that time I wanted out, but he sort of followed me, and there were lots of circumstances around that, but it wasn't a healthy relationship. In fact, I guess you would call it now coercive control, but we didn't really have a name for it back then. I just knew that I felt trapped. I'd lost contact with most of my friends, and I remember saying to a friend that I was allowed to see, I used to be fun, you know. I just felt so empty inside. We were living in a flat. I was working for the first 6 months of that in a job that I hated at Great Ormond Street Hospital, supporting both of us whilst he studied for a master's, and it was horrible. We both drank far too much. I did it to survive, and we had the most blazing rows. I remember one night I was looking at my phone and he suddenly got up and went to the kitchen. I thought he'd seen something he didn't like on my screen, and that he got up to get a knife and was going to come back and he was going to kill me. I used to fantasize a lot about running away, just disappearing into thin air, without a trace, just disappearing, being someone new, I guess, or disappearing from this world altogether. But fortunately, we had a mutual friend who'd gone to teach English in Kenya. She came to stay with us one of her holidays when she was back in the UK. And amazingly, she'd met a Christian guy out there who'd started helping her search for her journey of hope. She was listening to worship music and seemed to have a happiness and peace that I had almost forgotten was possible. When she came home 6 months later, she started attending HTB, and she invited us to come onto an Alpha course. I had grown up in an Anglican home, sort of going to church but with no real sense of the Holy Spirit, and fell away quite quickly when I went to university. But I was keen to go. I persuaded him, thinking this could fix a lot of his brokenness, but it ended up fixing mine. Finding the true love of Christ and understanding what it meant to be a child of God absolutely saved my life. Over the course of the next few months, the mentor of the Holy Spirit called me home. He gently, lovingly whispered to my heart and reassured me of who I really was. I was loved, I was treasured, and I was forgiven. And he gave me a hope for a future, one of adventure and of love and of him by my side. A hope of a future, of meeting Chris and having our lovely boys. I now know that he is always for me, despite the challenges that have come my way, our way since. His timing is perfect. And I have so many examples of how he's abundantly blessed my life. Come chat to me about how an angel left a sewing machine on my doorstep once we can meet in person. Word of warning, you will find me in floods of tears always during worship songs about grace. I was saved, I was called home, and God's grace and love and hope changed and saved me, and I found hope in Jesus. Have you found hope